Um, Good morning, my dear students. Already we have talked about the cell and skeletal system. Um Now we are going to talk about muscular system. First of all, skeletal muscles. I would like to say learning outcomes. After studying this section, you should be able to identify the main characteristics of skeletal muscle, relate the structure of skeletal muscle fibers to their contractile activity, describe the nature of muscle tone and fatigue, discuss the factors that affect the performance of skeletal muscle, name the main muscles of the body regions described in this section. Outline the function of the main muscles described in this section. Muscle cells. Do you know what is the importance of studying this subject? That because as a nurse you should know and you should identify the muscles exactly. That because when you are giving IM injection, intramuscular injection, you should know exactly what is the muscle, but that muscle which what is the place it has it is beginning and end. උදාහරණයක් විදිහට කියනවා නම් ආරම්භය හා නිවේශය දැනගන්න ඕන. හෙදියක් විදිහට ඔබ IM ඉන්ජෙක්ෂන් දෙනකොට මේ මසල් එක තෝරගන්න එක ඉතාමත් වැදගත් වෙනවා. ඒ නිසා අපි මේ පේශි පද්ධතිය ඉතාමත් හොඳින් ඉගෙන ගත යුතුයි. Muscle cells are specialized contractile cells, also called fibers. We call it as fibers. They are the three types of muscle tissue. Let us see what are the three types of muscle tissue. Smooth muscle, cardiac and skeletal muscles. Each differ in a structure. You know, smooth muscles, cardiac muscles are involuntary muscles, skeletal muscles are voluntary muscles. That's why I am saying that because the skeletal muscles we can control. Those are in under control, but smooth muscles and cardiac muscles we can't control. Each differ in a structure, location and physiological function. Smooth muscle and cardiac muscles are not under voluntary control and are discussed elsewhere. Smooth muscles and cardiac muscles pictures you can see 43.4 picture. Skeletal muscles, which are first of all let us talk about skeletal muscles which are under voluntary control. You know, those muscles are voluntary control, are attached to bones via their tendons. How can they attach to the bone? Through tendons. How can they attach to the bone? Muscle attached to the bone through tendons and move the skeleton. The skeleton can move through tendons. Like cardiac muscle, skeletal muscles is straightened. It has stripped. පටි වගේ තියෙන්නේ. The strips are seen in characteristic banded pattern which the cells are viewed under the microscope. අන්වීක්ෂක තුලින් ඔබ ඒ බැලීමේදී ඒ නිකන් පටි ආකාරයේ ගති ලක්ෂණයක් මේ banded වගේ දකින්න පුළුවන්. Organization of the skeletal muscle. The skeletal muscle may sometimes contain hundreds of thousands of muscle fibers. How many skeletal fibers in skeletal muscles? Hundreds of thousands of muscle fibers, as well blood vessels and nerves. Through it contains blood vessels and nerves throughout the muscle, providing internal structure and scaffolding, is an extensive network of connective tissue. The entire muscle is covered in a connective tissue sheet called the epimysium. Outer covering of the muscle we call it as epimysium. What we call it as? Epimysium. Within the muscle, the cells are collected into separate bundles called fascicles, and each fascicle is covered in its own connective tissue sheet called the perimysium. මේ පේශි පටකයක් ගත්තහම ඒක ඇතුළත නිර්මාණය වෙලා තියෙන්නේ තන්තු රාශියකින්. තන්තු මිති වශයෙන් තමයි තියෙන්නේ. මේ තන්තු මිති රාශියක් එකතු වෙලා තමයි සම්පූර්ණ පේශියක් හැදෙන්නේ. එතකොට මේ පේශිය වටේම තියෙන ආවරණයට අපි මොකක්ද කියන්නේ? එපිමයිසියම්. ඊට පස්සේ මේ බන්ඩල් එකක් එළියට ගත්තාම ඒක වටේ තියෙන ආවරණයට අපි කියනවා පෙරිමයිසියම් කියලා. Each of these connective tissue layers runs the length of the muscle. මේ හැම මේ පේශියක් දිගේම සම්බන්ධක පටකයක් දිවෙනවා. They bind the fibers into a highly organized structure and blend together at each end of the muscle to form the tendon, which secures the muscle to bone. What is the muscle is attached to the bone through what? Tendon. The tendon is rope like, but sometimes it forms a broad sheet called aponeurosis. We call it as aponeurosis. You have to say with my words. You have to follow my words, otherwise you can't remember. So, and you have to highlight that aponeurosis and epimysium, perimysium, like that. Those words you have to highlight. Then, as an example, the occipitofrontalis muscle. You know what is the frontal lobe, what is the occipital lobe, occipital bone. Through the frontal bone to occipital bone, there is a occipitofrontalis muscle. The multiple connective tissue layers throughout the muscle are important for transmitting the force of contraction from each individual muscle cell to its point of attachment to the skeleton. The fleshy part of the muscle is called the muscle.